In commemoration and celebration of Women's History Month, the top 3 teaser will be read by the doctor.
In this episode of the Media Virus podcast, Matty celebrates Women's History Month by realizing that although a woman's place may be in the kitchen, that's also where the knives are. The professor finally accepts the fact that Pussy Riot is both a band and the name the media gave to the Capitol Hill insurrection. And Big Daddy will not be with us because he is celebrating his birthday by completing his full body tattoo of Eleanor Roosevelt. Finally, we visit with cancer survivor and positivity guru Tyler Reichle, and the Scorpion Goddess returns for some reason.
So to break that down for you, Matt, basically you're not bright enough to figure out that knives and dishes are in the same place. So
Right.
You should probably not piss off a woman in the kitchen.
Okay.
With me, I think she was just kind of taking a jab at me there. And, of course, how funny would it be to have Eleanor Roosevelt tattooed all over Big Daddy?
Did you just mansplain something to a man? That was awesome.
Yes.
I thought everyone might
Thank
like
you
that.
for that. That was awesome. I love it.
It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us. With executive producer Mike Latoris.
There's a fancy doctoring word, butt crack.
Featuring the diversity duo, Stanley McFadden and the lovely and talented Doctor.
Shut the fuck up, Matty.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Matty Rockdeath.
So anyway.
Hot damn, do we have a fucking show for you people this week. I am your host, Matty Rockdeath. This is the Media Virus. We did mansplain the Doc's top 3 teaser. How you doing, Doc?
Hey, how are you, Matty?
That was my dig at you, because Mike did it. But I was like, yo, when she's done, mansplain that shit. I thought that would be fucking hilarious.
That was hilarious. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The only way it would have been funnier is if he had mansplained it back to me.
Well, I think that's kind of what he asked for, but I thought it would be much funnier if I mansplained.
Yeah, no. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah.
I've explained that punching down isn't funny. Like you punching down at me, that's punching down.
Yeah, you just think that's funny because it's me punching. You just think it's not funny because it's me punching.
No, is it a lateral punch? Is that what it is?
Punch.
We're digging at each other.
You're over there.
All right.
Don't forget, I choose to be here every week. So really, how bright could I possibly be?
Bright enough to get doctorates. That's
just work.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the Zoom call in the middle, just so I look like, because I'm either looking one way or no, it won't do it now because there's 30 of us.
Same.
All right. It has been so rainy today and terrible. Mike, how wet did your little dickie get from just going in and out and in and out?
I towed him off constantly.
I skipped a step. Doc, what you drinking?
Oh, okay. All right. So I have a surprise tonight. So the last time our wonderful Scorpion Goddess was with us, she recommended is it Empress gin, and I promptly went out. See my beautiful purple gin and tonic? Isn't it pretty?
I love it. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe you remembered. I forgot about it.
I'm so excited, not just because it's a lovely and delicious gin, but also because the bottle comes with all of these little recipes for lemonades that turn all different colors, and I'm really excited now to have summer parties with this gin. And now that, people are getting vaccinated and stuff, it's like, oh my God, I can have people over to my house and we can drink beverages together. And I'm so excited. So I wanted to thank you for turning me on to that, because it's a lot of fun.
Got it.
And it's a pretty good gin too. I mean, it's definitely tasty. But I was also saying that I had bought some new glasses, which they're gigantic. Look, I can't even get my 2 hands around them. They're that big.
Can you like maybe just when you do that,
Kinda,
just kind of twist it?
a little.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. Okay.
That's his under the underpass move.
Mm-hmm.
$15 a man. So now that we know what the doc is going to serve at her summertime orgies, Mike, what you were telling your dickie off.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
I'm
I
sipping on
told you
some
my mother
VO.
might want to listen to this show, guys.
Oh,
I wouldn't have your mother listen to this.
No,
Ever.
no, I
No.
don't think so.
I'm
Mike?
sipping a little VO.
VO. That's like your go-to, I feel. That's
Well,
what
I've got it. I've got 3 bottles in front of me, which
Oh.
is better than a frontal lobotomy.
Absolutely.
Did you just come up with that?
No.
No,
Oh,
he did
fuck.
not.
Okay. All right. And our tipsy tarot scorpion goddess Juliette Everett. She's of course taking a sip of wine and choking as I introduce her.
Yep.
How's is Mercury out of retrograde? Did he get the transmission fixed?
So actually, fun fact is every single planet is direct and will be for the next few months.
Oh, thank
So
God.
there's no internal work that we're working on right now. Everything is external. So anything that kind of bumps and bruises is you can't blame it on anything being in retrograde.
Okay. All right. I feel like I've this week and this past couple has been very promising for me. But and then of course other things are not promising. So it's a balance. Life's a balance. What you drinking, Juliette?
So I'm having Pinot Grigio tonight, like
Grigio.
I have the last few nights.
Mm.
Or the last few times. Not the last few nights, last few times I was here.
Last few times you've done the show, not
Yeah.
the past few, not since Wednesday you've been drinking. You haven't been drinking all week.
No, no.
I gave
haven't.
up drinking all week. I can't hack that anymore. But I think it's time to go into what I'm drinking.
What are you drinking, Matty?
It is now time for the Cheap Whiskey Aficionado with our own connoisseur of corn and rye-based ethanol that has been aged in charred oak barrels. The one, the only, Matthias Rockdeath.
So today's whiskey, I went a little off grid again. It's St. Patrick's month, right? I mean, we all can accept that in St. Patrick's month, maybe you could fork over either a little bit more for the whiskey or get a little bit less whiskey, right? And I've noticed that I'm not going to say I have a drinking problem, but I have a control problem. Like once I start drinking, like I continue to drink, especially if I enjoy it, especially if I'm having a good time and I like the flavor, like I do a proper 12. There's just lemonade in here. I just filled it with one of those. I filled the bottle up with water and put one of those single-use packs. But today's is Paddy's.
Ah, yes, Patty's.
Paddy's Irish whiskey. Retails about maybe $23, $24. It's slightly out of the cheap whiskey aficionado range.
But affordable.
But affordable. And you can pick up the little 50 mils. They're $1. So
That's
grabbed
definitely affordable.
Yeah. So, I grabbed like 3 or 4 of them, or 5, maybe, I don't know, a handful. God damn it, that's good. It's a very, if you're a Jameson fan, it's what you think of when you think of like a cheap Jameson. Not a cheap Jameson, just an off-brand, like maybe just as good, smooth, it's like butter. Oh my God.
Jameson makes me sleepy.
You know what? Because the doc's mom might listen, I'm not going to make a date rape joke.
So if you were
I
expecting
think
a date rape joke,
maybe what I'll do is ask you guys just for a clip of the piece that
We're gonna
Juliette
do-
wants to hear, and then
We're going to do the doc's
we'll
mom's
just
edit.
edit out the rest.
It's going to be a 5-minute show.
you won't miss a thing.
Nothing makes any sense. And I'm really excited about this week's guest. He's a friend of mine. I met him. His brother is basically my brother-in-law. And I met him at a party, and I found him like really interesting. And he knows that I did shit. Like I haven't really been doing much, as far as my own stuff, working on other people's stuff. He is a cancer survivor. He had a brain tumor, and he has his own YouTube channel where he's. I mean, Connie or the doc said it. Positivity guru. Please welcome to the show. I believe it's Tyler. Is it Tyler Reichle?
Reichle.
Reichle.
Yep.
Tyler Reichle. I apologize.
Oh, no problem, man.
But how's it going, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, living life all day, every day.
That's
Welcome to the show, Tyler. We're glad
I don't.
Well, I've honestly, every day I wake up, I always feel it's a good day because, when you wake up, it should always be a celebration and stuff. I get up and I go to college I'm currently at Newman University, and I'm loving it so much and everything, everything's just been so great with it. I've made a lot of good friendships and stuff. I just really enjoy the whole experience of it and everything.
Of college?
Newman University.
Newman University. That's awesome. I mean, as far as your YouTube channel goes, it's all about positivity, motivation. It says it in the intro, that I spread the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer. I kind of feel like, nothing really matters and everything sucks. And there's no real purpose or anything like that. But you're a very positive dude, and you rub off on me. Like I like talking to you. I like doing stuff with you because you are so positive, can do it type of thing. It looks like we're previewing your YouTube. This is a long video. I don't think I want to get into the ins and outs, but does now what type of martial arts do you practice there?
So I train in one main style. It's called Tung Sudo, which means way of the worthy hand. And it's what it is, it's a Korean style of martial arts. And we actually do in our style when we do it of Tung Sudo, we actually have elements of Taekwondo and Hapkido. But our main focus, which is 80% of it, is Tung Sudo. And I've been training for going on 8 years now, and I truly love it so much. Is there a belt or ranking system? Yes, actually. There's so of course you first get your white belt, and then it from that point it goes all the way up to 10th degree black belt. But right now I'm currently a 2nd degree black belt. But what's cool about it though is that, what we learn is that our goal isn't just black belt. Our goal is black belt excellence, and which is a whole nother level of being a martial artist. Black belt excellence, it's when you look past just the rank. It's when you want to gain all the knowledge that you can within the art, because no one in the world has even scratched the surface of martial arts, even my own instructor and his instructor too. So so once you get to your 1st degree black belt, then that's really just the beginning of the journey, because there's so much more to learn.
That is very, very cool. So you're on a good, what do you what are your hopes for the YouTube channel to develop into? Are you gonna I haven't seen much from you lately on the channel.
My hopes that I've just been so busy with college and everything, but I
don't want your fucking excuses, Tyler. I want more fucking videos.
Right? You won't get more fucking videos, man.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, what my hopes are with my channel, because I was talking with one of my advisors from Delaware County Community College, where I transferred from, and her and I have a close relationship and everything, and she was saying that like connecting it like my YouTube channel with my social media, like to help build up with it, and to also because I also like want to have that help me get into like films and everything, because like I want to start like getting into like martial arts films and stuff like that, and because I truly love filming. Like I film with my friends all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just such a great time.
Just fill that channel, dude. Like you need to make content, and that's one of the reasons like I wanted to have you come on, is like and just because I gotta, not that I feel like I have to get people on every week, because we have shows where we don't have anybody come on, but I wanted to kind of talk to you, hang out, stuff like that. I got lost because there's tech shit going on. How are we doing on time, Mike?
You got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
About 60 seconds, you'll get your warning.
All right, Doc, take that. You want that?
Yep.
Okay. Tyler, if you could just say something interesting for the next like 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, of course. So I have a rap I wrote actually. So I'll spit rhymes for you guys.
Yes, please do.
Fantastic.
All right. Yo, my rap name's Tabby Sly. I'll always stay fly. I'm living life staying tight and always thinking right. I'm happy every day and I'm staying that way. And I'm on the right flight, loving day and night. I think positive. I know how to live. I spit bars, I live large and I love to give. I don't like to fight. Sometimes I might, but I'm always living life with beautiful sight.
Woo!
That was really good. And I was hoping
that's the appropriate response to a rap.
Where's the goddamn warning?
Few seconds out. Relax. You've got let's see, about 35 seconds. 40 seconds.
Hey,
35 seconds.
Tyler, how often do you train?
I train about like 4 days a week, because we have we're in class for about 6 days a week because we have off on Sundays. But the most I get in is 4 days and stuff, and it's just such a great time too. And I also do like a yoga as well.
Wow, that's
Okay,
awesome.
cool. Yeah, I was asking because actually my husband, he's training for the UFC. He's doing MMA, and we're just getting our kids into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh,
That's
really?
awesome. I
Oh,
really
that's
wanna do
Yeah.
that. Well, listen, guys,
Yeah.
after we're about to take a break, but after the break, I will fill you in on this week's badass woman, Simone Seguin. She was a 15-year-old girl with a machine gun and a bicycle.
All right. And you're listening to the Media Virus Podcast on the Media Virus Podcast Network. If you want to give us a ring, you can call us at 646-VIRUS-01. That's 64. Thank you. 646-VIRUS-01. And we'll be back right after this.
Send help.
And we're back here at the Media Virus Podcast. Doc, you've got a badass woman to tell us about?
I sure do. So this woman, her name is actually, I'll get to that in a minute. Her name is or was Simone Seguin, or Seguin. She was born in 1925 in a little town called Tivar, 55 miles southwest of Paris. Her father was a farmer and a vet from World War I, and she had three brothers, so she grew up as a tomboy. So far, so what, right? Oh, you just made my notes go away. Okay, so anyway, so she's born in 1925. In 1940, when she was 15 years old, the Nazis invaded France, and Simone joined the resistance, changed her name to Nicole Minet, and she built a background for herself that she was from this town that had been bombed, so nobody could check any of her background. So she had this little bicycle, she became a courier, and she became a spy, because who suspects a 15-year-old girl on a bicycle of being anything other than that? Anyway, she proved herself really valuable to the resistance, underwent intensive military training, and as a result, she sabotaged multiple German targets, including supply lines and bridges. She was part of a party that ambushed some Nazis, and she says that, we were all shooting at them, so I don't actually know if I killed anybody, but I might have. And she also did say that if I were there again, I'd do it again, which is pretty cool. In August 1944, she helped to liberate the town of Chartres, where the cathedral still stands today. She joined France's 2nd Armored Division, which went on to help defeat the Germans, and so she also was instrumental in the liberation of Paris. She came to light where there was an event with Charles de Gaulle, who was the president of France at the time, was giving some kind of speech or something. And this photographer spotted her sitting in the back, eating a baguette slathered with jam and holding her rifle. And he took numerous pictures of her, including the one you're looking at. She won the Croix de Guerre, the War Cross, a French national medal. And then after the war, she became a pediatric nurse and raised 6 children. So I was curious. What I couldn't find any information on was her death, whether or not she's actually still alive. And it's feasible, since she was born in 1925, she'd be a little less than 100 years old today. And I couldn't find any information on her death. So presumably she's still kicking it somewhere in France with her 6 kids and I don't know how many grandchildren. And, and so that is.
I mean, who's to say she didn't change her name again?
It's possible. It's possible, right?
Yeah. Or, I mean, whose name goes on the death certificate? Like, there's so many questions. And
yeah, but how cool is this? Check her out.
Yeah, I used to think my mom was really badass, but she was deathly afraid of Hitler. My grandmother used to use Hitler like as a boogeyman.
Well, Hitler was a boogeyman.
No, but to scare a small child, like if you don't go to bed, Hitler's gonna.
Ooh, that's pretty fierce.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I was telling you guys that so my mom has a master's degree in French. She has taught courses on French history and France during the German invasion, during the German occupation. And so she knows her stuff. And I texted her and I said, "Hey, is Simone Seguin still alive?" And she said, "Who?" And so then she started giving me names she's like, I said, "Well, Mom, she was this 15-year-old girl. She got up on her bike. She actually stole the bicycle." I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, she did. She stole the bicycle and, ran off with it and became a spy after she painted it, of course. And my mom was like, "I've never heard of her." And then she said, "Oh, you should do this woman and you should do that woman." And I was like, "Mom, it's only 5 weeks. I got 2 weeks left. I'm doing this one and I got somebody."
And we ain't fucking extending it neither.
You know what?
There's
do it after that. Do it.
For the rest of the year, we're doing men's history.
Yeah, well, that's how it usually works. You would benefit from,
We should talk about shit history though. I should first men's history. I should come up with like Christopher Columbus.
Well, I got to tell you, I think
what a fucking, oh my God.
I think that Big Daddy was a little mad that he didn't think of this idea for Black History Month of doing like prominent, African American historical figures.
I think that would have been really good to do.
Just like I tried to force Pussy Riot on you. It's like, hey, you should do Pussy Riot,
Yeah.
If he had done that, because if he would have done that, I would have been like, oh, dude, you should fucking do Bad Brains and Pure Hell.
Well, I mean, there's no reason we can't talk about Pussy Riot on the show. I had sort of mapped out the ones that I wanted to feature for different reasons. So, yeah.
Right.
Speaking of Black History Month and Women's History Month, have any of you guys watched the docuseries on Netflix called Amend?
No.
No.
Everyone here needs to watch it. Everyone listening needs to watch it. It's so good. It's about the 14th Amendment and how it still affects us today as Americans and where it was built from. But it's not boring. It's really interesting and it's really well done. And they have so many people in it, like explaining lots of things. And they have like little cartoons that go with it.
Juliette, was there another series about? I feel like I watched something about that, but like maybe a year ago on Netflix, there was a series.
This one's new. This one's new. This must be out this year.
Okay, I'll look for it. Amend, it's called?
Yeah, it starts out with like first we talk about before the 14th Amendment was made. So we're going into when slavery existed. We talk about Frederick Douglass and what he fought for. Then we get into the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King, and then we get into the women's rights movement, and then we get into the LGBTQ rights movement, and then we get into the immigration laws that we have right now. And just basically the 14th Amendment ties up into what makes you a citizen and how everyone needs to be included in this and how everyone has not been included in this and still is not today. And it's so, I've been posting about it on my Facebook for like 2 weeks. I'm like, you need to watch this. It's really good. It's really informative. And I learned more in 6 hours than I did my entire life going to school about all this stuff.
Because teachers are
when you were in school,
fucking
you weren't
boring.
listening.
That's why. Because you just sit in the fucking
No, they don't
classroom.
teach it. They don't.
Yeah, the education.
No, we
sounds
teach
cool.
it. You don't listen.
Not the true history.
You're all over there on your phones.
We
So,
didn't have phones
We've
when I
got,
was in school.
When I was your age. Phones.
have we completed your segment? Did we wrap that
Yes.
that piece up?
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah,
Getting back to our guest, Tyler. Let's go, man.
Still with us?
Man, staying positive, bro. All day, every day, man.
Staying positive.
Excellent.
So with you're surviving, the brain cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I did notice that kind of your story was like your teachers were kind of shitting on you.
Yeah, they
They
were.
were kind of
Yeah.
they were kind of like you had these constant headaches.
Mm-hmm.
And the teachers just thought you were lazy, didn't want to do the work. They didn't look at you as an individual. They thought as a 7-year-old child that you could manipulate the system by constantly getting headaches.
That's terrible. That makes me so angry.
And then it was your mother who finally started to listen to you.
Yep. Yeah, my whole family was noticing like my behavior that was happening and everything, and like because I wasn't eating at all. I just wanted to drink fluids and stuff, and then it would just be every day at school, and it was just such a nightmare because just with dealing with the teachers that were like mad at me for that. But then I learned like to forgive them and everything because like of course I know that like they didn't know about it and stuff. And it is school, and like you do get like some of those kids like who don't like want to stay there and learn.
And
But what was
I'm really
what was
surprised that was the reaction to a kid that young. Like if I had a high school kid who was always going to, actually I would call home and say, hey, what's up with your kid? Like your kid has always got headaches. What's going on?
Mhm.
But I would think, but that's high school. Nobody wants to be in high school. Like I think I would be really surprised if a kid that young.
Yeah. And like it was nice though because like when I was in the hospital, like they all came to visit me and everything, and like and that really meant a lot to me too because like they came and like they didn't have to bring me gifts and everything, but they did, so like then like my family and I like learned to forgive them for it, and like it actually feels good like to know that I did that too,
And to be fair, a brain tumor is a lot different than a busted arm or a busted leg. Like there's no outward sign. They look at you, hey, look, you're fine. Rather than if you broke your arm and you had a big old cast, that's a little different. So
Well, and especially you said that you had been to several doctors and they did all kinds of tests and couldn't find anything wrong. So, after you've been to a certain number of doctors and they're not finding anything, it becomes more understandable, for the teachers to say, well, like.
So what was
How
that
long did
process?
this go on?
Did it take a long time for you to get a diagnosis, for somebody to actually say, yeah, there really is something going on here, rather than just say, here's a test and the test doesn't say anything?
Yeah, it was kind of a long process, but it wasn't at the same time. Like it was like, because as I mentioned in my video about my story, like my mom and I were just about to leave the hospital. Then this really nice man, his name was John. Actually, I forget his last name. I know I said it in my video, My mom knows his name.
It's
but,
not important. God.
But he was actually an intern, like at the hospital, and God bless him. Like I hope he's like a successful doctor and everything. I have a feeling he is. But anyway, yeah, he said, hey, can I do he said to me, like when I was little, like, hey buddy, can I do a CAT scan on you and everything just to see what's going on? And then like he did, and then he found out I had a brain tumor. And then I thank God to this day like that he did, because if not, then I would probably wouldn't be here today.
So
you know?
he was the first doctor that said, okay, let's do a CAT scan. And that was the thing that tracked it down.
Yeah, because like he noticed, he could see like how like heartbroken like my mom and I were, and like my whole family too. So like, it just I'm so happy he came and like provided us with that help.
When I was a kid, I complained of headaches. This is a true story. I complained of headaches, and I had headaches, and I still get headaches. But my mom got migraines, but she wanted to get me checked out, and they took me for a CAT scan. So when the doctor was given the results of the CAT scan, they said, we didn't see anything, which my mother thought was fucking hilarious, because they did a thing on my head. Like they did a CAT scan on his head and they didn't see anything. I mean, mind you, I'm like 10, right? And that's where there's the research for where my headaches come from stopped. They didn't see anything. So of course he doesn't get headaches. And they did a CAT scan, they didn't see anything. So I deal with a lot of trauma.
Like I said, this show's cheaper than therapy.
You should go to therapy twice a week like I do, Matty.
I wouldn't be nearly as funny.
Right.
I don't.
Join the trauma club.
It's true. It's true that we would lose all of his humor. So should we move into the spill the tea segment? Are we ready for that, or do we want to?
That's
Yeah,
absolutely. You want to explain to Tyler and folks at home what's going on?
absolutely. So Tyler, there was an interviewer. His name was James Lipton, and he did wonderful, wonderful interviews on a show called Inside the Actors Studio. And at the end of every interview, he would ask all of his guests the same 10 questions. So modeling after James Lipton, I have created questions for our guests, 7 questions, because that's how we do things here. And we, in honor of Sir James Lipton, we call this Spill the Tea. So, and I asked all of our guests these same questions. So our first question is, when you were a kid, and I'll be really interested to hear your answer to these. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be Spider-Man when I was a kid.
That's awesome.
I always daydreamed, like ever since, like, because watching the movies, and like I'm a huge Marvel nerd. I've always wanted to. Oh.
And what was it about Spider-Man that appealed to you? Was it like the webs? Was it?
It was everything, actually. Just
I'll tell you, by far, Spider-Man's my favorite character.
Dude, yes.
By fucking far.
Why? Because
he's an orphan for one. He lives with his aunt. She's just her. Like, it's the most realistic, except for the being bitten by a fucking spider. It's the most real, and getting these powers. It's the most based in reality. It's like, oh, some fucking rich guy has a bunch of fucking toys. Well, fuck you.
Well, that was actually the thing about Stanley. Stanley always said that he wanted his characters to have some kind of basis in reality and for them to be relatable to his readers.
Yeah.
So, like Superman from another planet. Oh, okay. Yeah, but Spider-Man, like, ordinary guy, lives with his aunt. It's a much more. Yeah.
Speaking of shitty superheroes, has anybody sat down to watch the entirety of that Zack fucking director's cut of Justice League?
Oh yeah, I saw it this weekend with Lee and Nina.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it was with Lee, because Nina was in Boston actually helping her mom move.
Right
but
on.
It was with it was me, Lee, and some friends of his too. But like, it was good though. I liked it.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the second question.
My son's favorite superhero is Spider-Man too. He has Spider-Man everything.
Spider-Man is pretty cool. All right,
that was the most honest answer
day.
to that question I think we've heard. What do you want to be?
I love it.
It's like, oh, a veterinarian. I wanted to be Spider-Man.
Okay, what is your favorite smell?
I like the smell of lavender.
You are
I'm
the
wearing lavender right now.
the
Really?
second guest to say
Yes.
that.
I've been putting it on all day this morning.
I need some more lavender.
It's on my
in
bureau.
life.
I'm not kidding.
I need some lavender right now, actually. Okay, why lavender?
Well, like one, it's my mom's favorite color too, and like that's her favorite scent too as well.
Uh-huh.
But for me personally, I gotta say it's just a very comforting smell too. You know,
That's
it just
nice.
soothes, it calms
it-
my soul.
Does it associate you? It associates with your mom for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, what about now? These questions look. Some of them I think are tailor made for you. What about your life makes you happy?
I have to say my family makes me happy. You know, like we always have such great times together, and we do the 3 L's of life: live, love, and laugh.
That's awesome. And listening to your YouTube, it sounded like you really listening to your family's reaction to your diagnosis. It sounded like you have so much support and so much love around you. That's awesome.
And the fact that you like because of the medicine, because of the tumor, you kind of got shitty behavior, and everybody like you said you got kind of crappy with people.
Oh yeah.
For them to stick, with that, and just kind of hope that it doesn't stick, I think is amazing. But if you ever want to see love, get him and his brothers together and just give them a little bit of alcohol, and they will tell you exactly. They'll tell you the whole story. They tell you how much they love him. This kid is loved by his brothers more than it's something to behold. But please, I'm sorry, I'm stepping on your.
No.
Thank you, Matt. That means a lot to me.
Okay, what about your life now would have surprised you as a younger person?
I gotta say, with like wanting to be an actor, because because now I'm in college. I'm a theater major, so, and like I hope to to get a film degree when I go to graduate school too.
Oh,
like
wow.
to be in movies and stuff. And I actually recently acted in a buddy of mine's werewolf movie. I played the main lead.
How the fuck did you do a fucking werewolf movie and not fucking call me for fuck? Look at me,
dude. Listen, sugar. I'll send it to you. All right,
dude.
No, Matty wants to be the werewolf.
Dude, the sequel. No, the sequel is I'm Your Dad.
Okay. All
right, just we have it clear. All right, I'm sorry.
That's adorable. Okay, so if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? And would he listen? And why or why not?
My younger self, I would tell him, to always follow your passion. And I think I know that he would listen, because that's the true key to success, is to always follow your passion. Because people who work for passion are more richer than those who work for money.
Now, listen, I not to shit on you, but I was in punk bands for 15 years. I followed my fucking passion, and all it did was kick the shit out of me. I got a bad back. I got bad shoulders. I can barely fucking hear because I followed my passion. Sometimes your passion is stupid. That's another thing. Sometimes your passion is stupid, and you know what? Mount Everest is covered in the corpses of really motivated people. So go.
Hey, Matty.
What?
Matty, I'll tell you what. Next time we don't have a guest, I will ask you the questions.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Tyler. We all come to crossroads in our lives. What do you think was your most significant? And where do you think you would be today if you had chosen differently?
I gotta say, one of my main crossroads was training in martial arts, and the reason I feel that is because if I didn't have it, then today I don't think I'd really be as healthy as I am. I mean, I know I was cancer free like before I started training everything, but like my martial arts has helped me not just physically, because that's actually only like 20% of it. But mentally, which is 80% of it. So like, it's helped me to just to think better, in my day-to-day life, and just to like communicate better.
Did you decide that you wanted, like, did you decide that you wanted to be like on this positive track, and or was it just, did it just happen and then you went looking for your own positivity, or did you kind of stumble into martial arts and then develop that positive attitude?
Actually, ever since I defeated brain cancer, thank God every day, it's really helped me to become the positive man I am today. And then with training in martial arts, it helped me like to add on to that even more too. So like it helped with my life in a more like amazing way.
I think that's so cool that you went from a place of being I mean, I can't imagine a year and a half you were in the hospital. That's astounding. Like it's
Yep.
just, it's mind boggling to think that you went from there to being where you are now. That's really incredible. It really,
Oh, thank you, Connie.
yeah, it's amazing. All right, and then this is the last question, and this one does come from James Lipton's interviews. If there is a heaven, what do you hope that God will say to you when you arrive?
Actually, I know there's a heaven, and I would say that I have a feeling God would say to me, Tyler, I'm proud of you because you followed your passion and you created a positive difference in the world.
Very nice.
And you touched many lives.
That's wonderful, Tyler. I'm so glad that you came on our show tonight.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Connie. I mean, I love being here with you guys. You guys are awesome, really.
I really like your energy a lot. Like I can like physically feel like your vibes right now and how you're feeling.
Oh, thank you so much, Juliette.
Yeah, I
It
think you
feels
need
really
all
good.
the
Coming up on the other side of this break, we are going to discuss shit in space. It's a segment that we put together. I've titled it Shit in Space. So we have an intro and everything, and that is coming up. I think Mike has some shit that he wants to say real fast.
Yeah. For one, I'd like to say, please stop doing whatever makes that noise.
I think that's in the recording, dude.
What's the noise?
I don't know, because it happens
sounds like
every
somebody
fucking
hitting a
time.
mic.
Every fucking time it does that.
Does what?
It sounds
I
like
can't
somebody's
hear it.
hitting a mic.
Okay. If you want to give us a call, you can give us a call at 646-VIRUS-01. That's 646-VIRUS-01. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a live read commercial with the doc. And on the other side of that, we'll come back and we're going to do shit in space.
All right, folks, I am going to tell you about Rick's Food Show. Super exciting. Rick's Food Show is mostly food related, featuring mukbang, eating, food reviews, restaurant reviews, silly girl talk, a vlog, general hanging out, but with snacky snacks. Join Rick for her unique take on the world and what it feeds her as a Portuguese American and Puerto Rican woman living in Delaware with her hot husband and their pets. Rick's show is on YouTube. Search Rick's Food Show on youtube.com. That's RIK' Food Show. Or look for a link in this episode's description.
Don't freak the fuck out. Don't anybody freak the fuck out.
And we're back here on the Media Virus Podcast. Matt?
I mean, before we get into shit in space, I think we should take another take on that. And everything was great. I liked it. I thought
it was perfect.
No, what I didn't like was when she talks about her hot husband. What I want you to really emphasize, I want you to come from the breasts when you come with that H. And her hot husband.
He's so hot.
What?
Oh my God, he's so hot.
He's so hot.
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 Rick has a hot husband.
He does.
There you go. Let Mike do it. That works really well.
That didn't. No, but I need you to.
No, I'm happy with it.
I like the way I did it. Thank you.
I'm gonna have a discussion. I'll have a discussion with the customer, and we'll see how it works.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can cut my pay if you don't like it.
Oh, well, coming out of your cellar.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
So what's next? We got shit in space. Yeah.
Yeah, shit in space. Well, listen, Tyler. If you want to hang out for the rest of the show, we would love to have you. We're gonna go into some news bits and do some other dumb shit, and we'd love to have you join in and chime in if you want. If you got time, you got time.
Oh, definitely. Man.
All right, cool. Let's get moving. Shit in space.
Shit. In space.
That becomes more classic every time. A distinguished astronomer sees evidence of extraterrestrial life and takes on his fellow scientists.
Yeah, this story is actually, I think I sent this, it was before this week, I think. But this
Yes.
guy, Avi Loeb, he's been talking about this for a while and generally been kind of laughed out of the academic community. But you know what the fuck? We're a podcast. We can talk about extraterrestrial life, right?
They're prepping us for when the aliens arrive. If
I mean,
Ben knows about
hasn't
them.
hasn't our government already
They put in the new
pretty much
stimulus
admitted?
bill or something
Didn't
that
they
they're
already
gonna
say
let us
yeah,
know.
we're getting visited by aliens? Didn't
Is
that
that so?
happen?
I'm
An
not aware of
intelligence
that.
report due out. in
Yes,
the-
they announced
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Mike, I didn't hear you.
There's going to be an
They're just
intelligence
prepping
report
us.
that comes out in June about UFOs.
Yep,
So
I'm
okay.
here for it.
I,
So
for
there's-
one, welcome our new alien overlords.
Well, I mean, it can't be any better than it can't be any worse than what's going on now.
Honestly,
I mean, it could
Yeah.
be. We could all be used as
Poppin'.
slave labor. I think about that something. I think about like the Israelites and shit, because I deal with a lot of like pain, and all the time, and I'm like, could you imagine like if I had to like carry boulders all fucking day and was being beaten because
You wouldn't make it very long.
no, I'd be dead already.
Yeah, you'd last like a day,
Yeah,
if that.
right.
Yeah.
But it'd be over. It'd be fine.
And I think my best breeding years are behind me, so I'm really not sure what.
I mean, if you want to give it a shot,
Can you cook?
Again,
let me tell you something. I make
Maddie-
beautiful children. My
Maddie,
children are gorgeous.
Maddie, I've met your wife, so no.
I mean, I'm just saying.
There's not a lot of people on this planet I would say this about, but I am afraid of that woman.
As you should be.
I'm not gonna fuck with her. Mm-mm.
No, you should not do that.
No.
So there are extraterrestrials.
That's what it says. And interestingly enough, this object that came hurtling through space came from the direction of Vega. Doesn't a lot of stuff come hurtling at us from the direction of Vega?
Maybe there's just like an enormous, like a god with like javelins, like Zeus, right? Just kind of throwing stuff at us.
Maybe there's a UFO that's headed back there, and they just keep tossing their bullshit fast food trash out the
Oh,
window.
could be. Could be. Well, scroll up. If that's the size of their fast food trash, I do not want to meet the guys throwing it. Right? I mean,
Did you guys hear about the theory? So like how we've discovered more of space than we have of our own oceans. There's a theory that there's even aliens that live somewhere in the ocean that we haven't
Ooh.
discovered yet.
That's
Yeah.
exciting for the next beach trip. No,
They're not aliens.
be like,
They're-
hello.
No, it's a theory.
Aliens?
I haven't
Blip,
read
blip.
too much on it, but they've said actual aliens, not like something else.
Well,
Do you think
That was
aliens
the
have
u-
to
the
deal
word
with
that was
space
used.
hurricanes? Do you think there's an alien trailer park and space hurricanes
I think
come in
I
and
think
all
they
these like
don't-
white trash, all these alien trash,
green trash.
alien trash?
they're too advanced for that. I think They're probably looking at us like these fucking idiots.
Hey, bleepo!
Oh my God. Well, there are multiple theories that the reason that, they say that the greatest argument for
You
the
got any
idea that
space
there's-
math, bleepo?
the biggest argument for the idea that we are alone is where is everybody, right? I mean, that's the big question, right? Why haven't they come to visit? And I think it's because this is a very undesirable neighborhood. I mean,
Yeah.
just like there's areas of Wilmington that you just
We
don't go
are
into.
the ghetto.
Yeah, like nobody wants to come here because have you seen us?
Mm.
Well, I mean, there's a number of different sci-fi franchises that you can look at. I can't remember where it was, but it was the Men in Black movies where they start talking about the English language and human thought is
human thought is a
considered-
virus.
Yeah, it's considered to be profane among space cultures.
But no, I like to think that there's an alien trailer park. Like it's a spaceship trailer park. They're all linked together, and they have space meth.
So it would
And
stand
that's what they
to
call
reason
it
that
because they know they're in space, so they call it space meth.
it would
I'm
stand
just
to reason
amazed
that
where your brain goes sometimes. Like your
was-
imagination,
yeah.
something else, Maddie.
it really isn't it entertaining. It stands
Yeah.
to reason though that if this is the unfashionable wing of the galaxy, that if there were a space trailer park, that this is like where it would
We're
be,
We're it.
right? Where it,
We are
It's us.
it is. We're all sitting there in our wife beaters with our cans of Bud.
Oh my god.
The best
would be
idea
good
we could
too.
come up with was, hey, you know what? Let's send all of our ejaculate to the moon.
we even bring that story this week?
Dude, I did. There
I
we
love
go.
the
Oh, there it is.
moon. She's amazing.
Scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to the moon.
Ew.
Why?
Yo, I'm in. But I want to take it there personally.
They probably
Here's-
already sent your
because-
sperm now.
I mean,
Wait, why? What?
Not for
what?
nothing. But if you think
because I
about
want
it,
to
listen,
jack
hang
off
on.
in 1/6 gravity.
If you think about it like this, think about this for just 1 second. Neil Armstrong's father blew a load that went to the moon.
Ultimately, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah.
take my sample personally because I think
Right.
beating it on the moon would be fun.
Honestly,
So
Doesn't it take
not
like 2.5 days to get to the moon?
as a
you know,
person
maybe we
who
could add that
doesn't
to
own a
to
penis,
Doc's OnlyFans. Like she goes to the moon and everybody can see her.
As
Um,
as a person who does not own a penis, I have to ask the question, like, how big of a factor is gravity? Like, now I guess if Big Daddy were here, I mean,
Just in
it might be more for him.
I'm kind of a space nerd, so to do the whole space thing would
So
that just seems like a great excuse.
Just the fact of being on the moon would be enough,
Hey,
to
if
get
I
you
get
there.
this, look, if I ever get the chance to go to space, somebody might have to turn around if they don't like it because I'm getting off in space. The
Would
end.
you go to Mars?
what we could do?
Go
like,
where,
is
Juliette?
We could put you in a,
Ha
in a,
ha
in
ha
a
ha.
big glass in a big glass
Mars.
orb, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you start beating the fuck off, right? And we'll call it Mike the Human Snow Globe. You just-
Why are we looking at pictures of opossums?
I don't know what happened there.
I think it's because it's
That's really
springtime.
I think it's just
I-
running whatever video it wants to run.
I think the possums get to send some jism to the moon too.
They're
Oh,
kind
no.
of adorable, actually. I think they're eating.
Wait, but
donuts.
why? What is the point of sending 6.7?
Scientists have
million
begun to
sperm
lay plans
samples?
for
What are they
repopulation.
trying
This
to
is in
do?
case if we destroy the Earth,
This is
there's a bunch of jizz on
But
the
why do
moon.
the
If we can just
moon-
figure out how to
but
get the
why
jizz
the-
off the moon.
We
Well,
can't
and
even
then you
live
also
on the
need-
moon.
This
Wait, but
whole
you-
goddamn
Guys,
this whole
sperm is
goddamn
not
show has
enough.
been
You
nothing but a
need-
Quentin Tarantino movie. Oh, this story's about a girl, her machine gun, and her
I
bicycle.
just watched a Quentin
There's plenty of
Tarantino
jizz
movie.
on the moon if we could just get it off. Like, what the
I just
fuck is
watched-
going on?
best
just watched-
line of the year.
Uh-huh.
I
I
just
love
watched Django for the 12th time this week.
Best line of the year. There's plenty of jizz
Kill
on the
Bill
moon
is the
if we
one.
can just get it off.
I realize what I'm saying as I'm saying it.
Kudos.
Like there's no plan from. Like there's a little troll who thinks every terrible thing is funny in the back of my head, and he just sends shit right to my mouth. So yeah, they're gonna create a sperm bank on the moon.
Why though?
Hang on, don't they also need eggs? I mean, like, not
Yes.
for nothing. Not being a
No, the
feminist here,
sperm,
but
the cells,
sperm is
the
like
reproductive sperm,
sperm
and
really
ova.
sperm all by itself. Okay. I was gonna say because sperm all by itself is really not that useful.
I feel like this arc, like, without
What are they
people
trying to
there.
do with it though?
Well, I think the
rebuild
idea
humanity,
is that
it would appear.
if men kill themselves off, there's at least going to be some women around. They'll probably be smart enough to go find the jizz on the moon.
I think we'll be smart enough not to go find the jizz on the
I
moon.
don't get it. All right.
Exactly.
This whole thing's been one terrible movie.
Guys, I'm really sorry about this. Hang on.
Did we? So we went through 3 shit in spaces, right?
We did
Yeah.
our shit in space.
Okay.
Can you pull up the Rick Moranis thing,
Rick Moranis,
please? Just because there's so much talk about movies, and
Lost it. I
so
lost it.
while Mike's looking for that, I saw that the FBI is looking for somebody that looks in the Capitol raids. Oh no, I don't want the active shooter. But in the Capitol raids, there was a they're looking for a guy who looks a lot like Rick Moranis.
Oh, I was
here-
wondering why you guys were
Here it is.
talking about
FBI posts a photo of Capitol riot suspect. Looks a lot like.
Does look like
that. He
Rick
looks
Moranis.
exactly
Looks
like Rick
like
Moranis,
Rick
like
Moranis.
down to the helmet.
Right. So
It's crazy.
The dark helmet.
dark helmet.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
That's the combination on an idiot's luggage. That line sticks with me all the time because everybody's password. It's everybody's password. Like my password on my phone. Here, I'll tell you my password on my phone. It's 1 2 3 4 5 6. You could have figured that out. It's the first thing you'd have tried. Yeah. So the idea here, since we're talking about terrible movies, is we're all going to try to come up with a title for a buddy comedy with Rick Moranis and Chuck Norris, because there was pictures going around of a Capitol rioter that looked like Chuck Norris, and Chuck Norris but he looked like Chuck Norris. So we have a Chuck Norris lookalike, and we have Rick Moranis lookalike. It's a buddy comedy. Now, I haven't decided if the buddy comedy it ends with storming the Capitol or just starts. And now they're on the run. What do you guys think? Let's forum this.
I vote stop.
Yeah.
The Mackenzie brothers storm the Capitol. Hey, hoser, let us in.
But Chuck Norris is the bigger brother.
I'm
Chuck,
thinking
like
more
it's not
of
Bob and Doug. It's which one was he?
It's Chuck and Rick at this point.
It's Chuck.
Chuck
I'm
and Rick
thinking more
McKenzie.
of do you guys remember the Twins movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
I got that movie for free from McDonald's.
You paid
on
too much.
VHS.
You paid too much.
I remember when they used to give VHS movies.
That's right. That's how old I am. I remember that
Wow.
shit. That's a great movie.
Or what was the one?
I actually miss those.
Well, that's because your mom was still in high school at the time that they came out.
So, all right. So, Rick Moranis and Chuck Norris meet up at the Capitol, and now the buddy comedy is them running from the FBI. Okay.
Okay.
And hey, hoser, let us in. Do you have that?
I have what?
The video clip I sent you?
I can probably do it.
I should have given you some warning when I was going into. I just
Is it
think
that
everybody
first
knows what I'm
YouTube link
thinking.
on the right?
What's that?
I'm asking Mike. Is it the first YouTube link
No,
on the right? What's
I've
that?
got it.
No, I sent him a video. Like I took a screenshot
Oh, I see.
video, and it's like we have a scene. We have a scene from the movie that we're making with Rick Moranis
Wow.
storming the Capitol, and then I think this is where he meets.
Guys, this is an exclusive preview.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Only on the Media Virus podcast.
That's right. I sent it to
Are you
Messenger. It's
guys
not working.
Still going on YouTube? Because I haven't seen you guys on YouTube. Like,
Really? So
Yeah.
I've only had an issue with
I
this
think
last one. Is it
Spotify.
I haven't seen it either, frankly.
I've been
It's all
getting
there.
notifications for Spotify since the last time I was on with you guys, but I haven't seen anything on YouTube at all. But to be fair, I haven't.
As interesting as
searched
this
either
talk
on
is.
YouTube, but I am subscribed, so I should get notified.
Yeah. This is a. I guess I should have. You can't hear it.
I can't. I was just gonna say the audio. I
Yeah,
can't.
there's no audio.
Oh.
Here it is.
Yep. Nope, it's gone.
There it is. It's just really quiet.
There's gotta be a way in here. I gotta get.
That's Rick trying to get in.
He's trying to get in, right?
Oh, into the Capitol?
Yeah. This is their little lunch
Okay.
area. No,
Uh-huh.
pay no mind. This says Tavern on the Green and posted many years ago.
Uh-huh.
And right. That's where this is where he meets Chuck Norris. Right.
Right.
So
Right,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought that was a good
And the
idea.
name of the film is my submission for the name of the film is Pussy Riot on the Run.
Pussy Riot.
Hey, I like that.
Pussy Riot on the Run.
See, no one's laughing, but that's okay.
No.
I liked it. Matty,
You
of
did.
course,
Thank
didn't
you.
like it, but I you have
Thank
my vote 100%.
Sorry, I'm doing tech. Sorry.
It's okay.
Mike's already given his submission. Hey, hosers, let us in.
The Rick and Chuck McKenzie story.
Oh, I like Honey, I Stormed the Capitol, but that one. Yeah, obviously
Oh
mistake.
my god.
That's what it
I
says.
kept,
Yeah.
I
That's what it
kept-
says in the article.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we can. And here's the thing. I wish what I wish I'd have done, honestly, is prepared for this bit and actually had a title in mind. But I didn't.
Yeah, see, I'm not sufficiently familiar with the work either of Rick Moranis or of Chuck Norris because I have a vagina. So, I can't like kind of riff on that because I don't have.
Are you telling me that Chuck Norris doesn't make you wet? I mean, Chuck. It's Chuck.
I see the appeal, but not enough to like actually watch his movies.
It's Chuck fucking Norris.
We are about,
Does he make you wet, Matty?
I mean, yeah. Chuck
about 2
Norris.
minutes over for a break.
Oh man, I never knew that.
All right. Okay,
All
so
right,
wait,
on the,
10 minutes over. Hang on.
So on the other side of this, we're going to get into the interwebs vestibule of popularity. Mike
Maybe.
is reminding us that we're over for time, so we're going to take a break right here, and we'll be back and we'll rate a bunch of dumb YouTube videos.
Don't forget, we've got Tipsy Tarot on the other side of this.
Oh
break
yeah,
as
fuck.
well.
Forget.
We're gonna
I
do
feel
that
like you
before
guys are
video.
waiting me out because I drink
So-
so slow now.
I want to tell you, give us a call 646 virus 01. That's 646 virus 01, and we'll be back right on the other side of this break.
I like that outro. I do.
And we're back here at the Media Virus Podcast, and we're going to talk to our resident. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop talking because Matty's mic is muted, and I see his lips moving. So hopefully he's hearing me. Turns his mic on and starts to speak now.
Okay, so what you see right now is the 2-minute lag that tends to happen around this time in the show. I had the mic muted because you were doing a terrific job. I didn't want to. I wasn't going to interrupt your bit, and I could see where the confusion lies. Yeah, did you have more wind there, Mike, or you want to?
I'm good. I was just
Oh,
trying to keep
cool.
it going so I could dump you back in.
Right
We're
on.
going to head off to Tipsy Tarot with Juliette Everett.
That's right.
Oh boy.
So, what do you got, Juliette? You said the Mercury.
Can we go actually before we do the reading? I'm sorry, Matt.
Let Matty's face catch up.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think I'm constantly going to be on a 2-minute lag.
Okay.
Oh.
But wait, so Juliette, you're saying so we've got a full moon coming in Libra. Tell me what that means for me.
It's not just a full moon, it's a super full moon, and we only get a few of those a year. So this is the first super full moon, which basically means the moon's gonna look a lot bigger than it typically would during a full moon cycle.
Because the moon is closer to Earth than
Yep.
than we
exactly
were
why.
normally accustomed. Because the Earth is not a sphere; it is an oblate spheroid, and the gravitational pull sometimes differs. I know shit.
Very good,
Very
Matty.
good, Matty.
So with this super full moon in Libra, it's going to really affect Libra suns and Libra risings. Rising means if you know the time you were born, you can find out what your house is at, and your rising would be your first house. But for everybody, this is really going to be hyper focused on your partnerships, your relationships, because that's what Libra rules. And so a lot of people are going to be more involved with their relationships that they have with other people. But to find out where you're really mostly affected by this, you would need to look into your natal chart and see where you have Libra at 8 degrees, because the full moon will be 8 degrees in Libra on March 28th. And
Now, I was told that on my natal chart, my cord was wrapped around my neck.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can, that's okay. So, if anyone is interested, I am actually hosting a full moon circle live on my Instagram page, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, March 28th. And what I basically do is I talk about what this full moon means astrologically, who it's going to affect the most, what the energy of this is. Then I do a collective reading, and then I walk everyone through a meditation. And then those who sign up to donate for Reiki and Diksha receive that as well. And then we wrap it up, and that's really it.
Awesome.
Could you explain?
Right.
Could you explain more about what Reiki and Diksha are?
Diksha. So Reiki is universal energetic healing. So with what I'm doing a distance Reiki healing. Anybody can receive this if you're open to receiving. If not, it just goes into the universe. The Reiki will know where to go based on whatever is off in you physically, spiritually, emotionally. I've been doing Reiki for many years. But now I incorporate that into my actual business.
Now,
so if somebody like Matty turns up for a Reiki healing, is it possible that he will like steal all of the Reiki from the rest of us who are less in need?
You know what? Maybe with Matty, it just could be.
No, see, I was more concerned. No, see, that's funny because my concern is that, like, you say if you whatever you feel the Reiki, like if you're open to it, I want it, but how do I know that my body? Like, how do I know that I'm open to it? Like, if I want good energy.
If you want it, then that means you're open to receiving.
But what if the energy doesn't want me? Like the good energy sees me and goes, no.
It'll sting.
No,
it's like a black hole.
Energy can't be created or destroyed. It's just transformed into something different, and it will go where it's needed to go. So, like, for instance, with you, if you're having issues with something in particular, when you receive the Reiki, the energy will go into that place. But like, if you were my client, if I was working with you, I would definitely have you, Matty, come back for a bunch of more sessions after the first one, because you clearly need help.
All right, so how about our tarot for tonight?
Wait, sorry. Oh. But Diksha is similar to Reiki in the aspect of an energetic transfer. But the only difference is that it's like a quick, like a shortcut to manifestation, and it only takes like 30 seconds to a minute. And that can be done in person, like Reiki, or distance as well.
That's so cool.
I like shortcuts. That sounds good to me. Shortcut to manifestation.
Yeah, it's dope. I swear by it. It works. I got certified, I think, in 2014. It completely changed my life, and that's why.
Oh, so this is like a real you got certified? Like, how does it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, I really want to get. Are we ready for you got the teaser, Mike?
So ready.
That
time of the month.
Media Virus fans, it's time for a look at what the next month will bring with our favorite dealer, revealer, and spiritual healer, Juliette, the Scorpion Goddess.
All right, so we're gonna see what does the Rider-Waite deck which is the go-to, the classic deck. See what's the energy for everybody here tonight, or if you're listening to this, even if it's a month later or a year later, the message is still relevant to you in this time. So we're gonna see what is a message that everyone here right now needs to hear. All right. So we got a big jumper. Oh, you have 8 of Wands, which is perfect because right now Wands represents fire energy, and we're in Aries season, which is a fire sign, and we just started a new astrological year. 8 of Wands typically has a lot to do with like things coming in quick, coming in fast. Some people may be seeing and noticing that everything really does intertwine and connecting things a lot faster. I think people are coming into being more wittier, quicker, thinking more on their feet, coming faster into terms with goals that they're trying to reach as well. Faster, like opportunities may land in your lap. And I want to say land in your lap like you didn't work towards this, but I feel like things may come sooner than expected. Somebody may need to kind of take a step back and kind of
I feel like that what you
reevaluate
just said appealed to me a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't mean to break your energy, but I feel like that what you just said like appealed to me a little bit. Like I feel like I've had a lot of good luck in with
You did
my
mention that earlier,
with my
too.
photography business, and I just kind of like that's the second time I've had to bring it up, and not had to, but wanted to talk about myself. You guys talk a long time. I like to talk about me, but go ahead.
Well, that's see, and this right here too can be for you, Matty, with like Wands also has to do with creativity and getting more creative into your vision. And then we also have the Empress, right? And she's all about birthing new things. And again, we're in Aries season, and Aries is the beginning of the brand new year, spring. And what does springtime make you think about? Fertility, creating new things, creating new people, creating new babies, creating new projects, right?
Easy there with the
this
creating
can
new
definitely-
babies.
Your baby
We've been
could
trying.
be not a.
I don't know if you guys
birthing
know
ball.
that or not, but I've been trying to have a baby with Erica for about a year now. Oh, more
Have
than
you really?
almost 5 years. It's not. So for a while, it was just like
Wow.
we ain't doing nothing to prevent it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then like I think it was about a year ago we actually started like trying, like paying attention to ovulation and things like that.
I've been trying to have a baby with my wife for well over 20 years now. Nothing seems to work, but then again, her tubal ligation probably is responsible for that.
That can be
Yeah.
make a difference.
But I keep trying.
You keep trying, right? I'm not going
Well,
to tell you
there's-
about my vasectomy,
All
but
right, Juliette, what else we got?
Well, there's also high sexual energy too, because with the 8 of Wands, again, we're going into Wands, big dick energy. I know I went into this last time when we kept talking about this Aries and fire energy. That's big dick energy. And this right here is saying like things are going to happen a lot faster, high sexual energy. People are getting hornier around this time. People want to have more sex. People are getting more creative with what they do in bed, some BDSM, all of that shit. Getting on a stripper pole. Some of you may have purchased one, like I did over here. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on, right? Let's see what
I
else.
think Juliette just bought her a
I'd
second
say.
segment on this show.
Hey!
Gonna be
Taking
midweek
care of it.
strippers.
And then we have the 3 of Cups. So this is a lot about, we have 2 3s. So there's a lot of community, a lot of people working together, a lot of people getting together with like-minded people. Like I said, new projects. Tyler, you were talking about getting into like new movies, acting, stuff like this. This is a big thing of like getting your creativity flowing, working with friends, your communities. I know I keep saying that. I'm a little tipsy. I keep repeating myself.
That's the
But
show.
it's
That's
Judy
the
Punk
segment.
and tarot cards. That's what
That's
we
why
do
you're
here.
here, man.
So
Those cards are real cool though.
and drinking too, getting together, partying, like celebrating something. I feel like somebody's going to get something approved. There may be some legal situation as well with somebody that's happening right now. If not yet, it's going to happen quick if you're not in a legal dispute with somebody. But I feel like if this does happen, you're going to get a positive reaction or a positive answer from
Outcome.
this. Yeah, that's the good word. This outcome, and you're going to be able to celebrate. I'm also getting some people again are kind of taking a step back and trying to go back to the drawing board with like, this is what I wanted to do, but I kind of changed my mind. I'm not really feeling this anymore. And it's okay. The message is it is okay to change your mind. That's what we do. Nothing is always meant to be set in stone. everything changes inevitable, right? And this is what this message is saying. So I feel like somebody needed to really hear that change is inevitable. It is okay to change your mind. You don't always have to go through with what you said you were going to do.
Except for Mike doing this show.
No, Mike can change his mind.
Mike, no, he cannot.
Oh, Mike, yes, you can, because we have the Wheel of Fortune backing you up right
Shut
here.
your fucking up.
It's not me, it's the tarot.
Mike.
Pat and Vanna said it's okay.
Hang the
Pat
fuck
and
up.
Vanna said
Hang
it's
up.
okay.
Hang up. Mike.
It's a completion. Things are coming to an end. But also, I feel like people are starting to begin investments. With money coming in, you're starting to use your money more wisely, investing in yourself. I feel like definitely somebody is investing in themselves. Yeah, I definitely see that. More money coming in too, more eyes being put on you. I feel like, but you do need to watch out and be aware of, I want to say like haters, naysayers, that negative talk that's in the back of your head too. Like, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. This isn't going to work out. No, this is too good to be true. Ignore that because it's a lie and it's bullshit. Because if you look at the Wheel of Fortune, you see this guy, he's kind of like, hey, what's up? And that's the devil, right? Don't listen to him. He's full of shit. And another thing is, if you do notice in the Wheel of Fortune, we have all of these fixed signs. And in astrology,
I feel like following the Dark Lord has done well for me so far.
Well, you need to stop listening to it because the Wheel of Fortune.
I feel like it's
not going to get you to this Empress energy that you're trying to create and knock off with your,
gotcha.
photography stuff.
It's true, Matt.
He is an Empress, isn't he?
He's totally an Empress.
Quite
And
beautiful.
Connie's drinking Empress gin.
I was. Now it's gone.
Drink some
That's
more.
all gone.
This is
Her gin's all
this is
gone.
the time.
And as
Yeah,
her
some
gin
more.
is gone, we're running very low on time. So let's speed this along. I know I've been interrupting you.
Let me pull.
Taking your time,
Let me
but I
just
need you to
pull
fucking
a
hurry up now,
Moonology
okay?
card.
Yeah,
I'm going to pull a
finish the
Moonology
reading.
card because we have a full moon coming up and I feel like it's important to use the Moonology deck. So we're just going to see what they have to say. So we have new moon in Aquarius, and this says, bring love into the situation. So whatever it is that you're doing, like I said, with the naysayers, that negative talk, if you hear that coming in, be like, okay, thank you, next. And then say some positive affirmations to yourself. Be like, I love myself. I love what I'm doing. I'm dope as fuck. I know what I'm doing. I'm good at this. Bring love into the situation, whatever it is that you're creating during this period of time.
But what if I hate myself?
Then
Never
you need to
hate
tell
yourself.
that you love yourself.
All
You
right,
should get a tattoo,
love
Matty, that says I'm dope as fuck.
Well, I think a minute
I think that's
ago
what
you
I'm
said,
gonna
fuck
do.
the haters. So,
Yeah,
Haters
Right.
gonna hate.
that's right.
And that's 'cause
Juliette,
they're
thank you so
miserable,
much.
not
That's an
doing what they
awesome
love.
reading.
Thank you.
So should we take our last couple of minutes and thank our guest? And
Absolutely.
we can also say, guys, listen,
Plug.
we skipped the vestibule this week. I think that's all right. We'll just keep it for next time. Yeah.
And if you come up with something better, if it trumps the one that you put, or if you just want to,
Unlike
we could just build a bank. I mean, it doesn't
We could
have
do
to
that.
be,
Yeah.
But it's a fun game to play. It's a fun thing to do.
It is fun. We just have so much awesome stuff. It's hard to squeeze it into
Yeah.
this 90-minute block.
Right.
Tyler, do you
Tyler.
have anything you want to plug?
I just got to say, thank you guys for having me on the show. You guys are amazing people. And I got to say, I love you guys, really.
How about your YouTube
Thank you.
channel, Tyler? You want to remind people where to get that?
Yes. Thank you so much, Connie. So, everyone, my channel's name is T-Time and Legends. So, I'm going to be posting a lot of new content. And then also search up the werewolf movie I'm in. It's called Here Comes the Night. And it's hyphenated up. It's in parentheses, a werewolf movie. It's awesome. You guys will love it. And I'll send you guys the link too. But it's gonna
Maybe
be
we'll
awesome.
do a special. We'll do a commentary. We'll watch that movie and we'll do a commentary. It'll be a whole. It can't be. It's not 90 minutes, right?
No, it's half hour.
It's a half hour. We'll do a commentary on this movie. That's what we're
Can
gonna
you
do.
guys
We can make it like a
tag me in it? 'Cause
special
I want to
episode.
check it out.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's do it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's
Make
do
a
it.
special episode.
And
And
go ahead.
Juliette, do you have something that you want to plug? Tell
was
people
just gonna
again how to
say,
get to your reading.
oh, right. So
Yeah, your
if
full
you
moon.
would like to join my full moon circle, you can check out my Instagram, which is Scorpion Goddess with 3 S's at the end. It'll be hosted this Friday, March 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I host a new moon and full moon circle every 2 weeks when they come around. So you can check me out there.
Awesome.
That was, we want to thank everybody. If you listen, if anybody tuned in and stuck in this far, damn it, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you to our guests, Tyler Reichle and the Scorpion Goddess, Juliette Everett. We have just enough. I made my Neil Armstrong joke. That's really that was the most important thing. I think the dumb sex shit will hold till next week or the week after. Dumb sex shit's always funny. Mike.
Wait, hold up. I'm going to miss the dumb sex shit. I'm a Scorpio. I fucking rule sex. Are you kidding me? Have
Come
me
back
in
next
that.
week.
Well, I mean, I don't.
Come back next week. You know.
But hang on, wait, guys, because next week I may be remote and only in for part of the episode. So why don't we bring Juliette back in? She can sit in for me.
That's fine. I have. Well, also next week we have my friend of mine, Becky. We're going to be doing a Spotify only show, as showcasing music that means something to us. You can explain what it means to you, like why you chose it. I know why I'm choosing mine. The fact that you're not going to be like in studio, Doc, it kind of like detracts. But I know that if you miss it or any part of it, you're going to go back and listen. And I just want to introduce you to this band. That makes me very happy to do that. We talked about that before. We're going to be doing more music only episodes in the future. Mike, do you want to bring us home, man?
I will. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Media Virus Podcast. On behalf of the doctor, Juliette Everett, our special guest, Tyler, and our fearless host, Matty Rockdeff, I am Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live here in Uncle Butch Studios. This has been the Media Virus Podcast.
Woo!
Yeah.
Meeny, meeny, miny, mouse, catching by the toe.
Whoa!
And we're clear.